So here's the game plan, and we'll break this up, different videos, and we're going to go through chapter 3 and just do a review of it. I've already gone through it, and I've highlighted everything that made sense to me. So you get those benefits of my highlights, all right? So, and here's what we're going to learn. So if you're just watching this video on YouTube, you could kind of see what we're going to go over. And if you want access to these resources that you see here, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're just somewhere in the world and you're learning statistics, there's a link in the description where you can access. This is like week 3 chapter, right? You can access that, and links in the description. So that's what we're going to learn. We're going to go through this like chapter, right, here. And then we're also going to go through this lecture tutorial. So I'll just do it with the AI. That's going to be another video, so you could kind of see me doing it, because I want to model for you like not knowing. And some of that's going to be genuine, and some of that's going to be just contrived, where I'm going to be like, I don't know, can you explain it to me? Because when you do these tutorials, you want to do that with the AI. And then we're going to see some links. So also in our course materials, we have links to different videos and readings. And so we'll watch a couple of videos if we have enough time that also explain stuff. And then we have this presentation to look at, so we might also look at this presentation. And after we do all that, we should have a good understanding of descriptive statistics using numerical numbers and measurements to describe them. So not charts and graphs, not pictures, but numbers to describe our statistics. So that's the game plan. And to start out with that, you can see here the first thing is center and spread. So to start out with that, I have an exercise for you. And I'm going to demonstrate something. I'm going to do it on the whiteboard back here. And I'm just like checking my little screen to make sure that you could see on the whiteboard. And I have from about that line there over to that divider. It's kind of a pretty good capture of the entire whiteboard. And so let's say that I'm going to turn my light on a little bit. Can you guys still see the screen? So let's say that I have a company, and there's 2 suppliers, supplier A and supplier B. Okay, and I order an identical part. My company makes something, let's say car engines, and from supplier A and supplier B, they both give me the same exact identical part. The quality is exactly the same, right? So for me, supplier A, supplier B, they give me the same stuff. But with supplier A, once I order something, the part will get there in either 9, 10, or 11 days, okay? And with supplier B, the part will get there in 2, 10, or 18 days, okay, from when I order. And the price is the same, the quality is the same. And so the average on each of these, and what's the notation for an average? For a sample? There's a notation, for the mean. What's the notation for the mean? We could go back to our class, because you got to start to get familiar with this notation. And this resource, you could also download it if you're watching this. But here's statistics notation. And the sample mean is x bar, right? So if I calculate x bar, and that's sample mean. And a mean is just another way to say average, okay? Miracle, you're looking at me like, what's going on? Is it okay? Is it landing with you? Miracle.
Yeah, you said a mean is average.
What's that?
You said a mean is like an average.
Yeah, so mean is just how we say average in statistics. So the average, who could tell me how to calculate the average? What do I do to calculate the average?
Combine them all and divide by however many there are.
Combine them all and divide by however many there are. So somebody add these together. What do I get when I add these together? 30, right? And how many of them are there? 3. So what is my sample mean for supplier A? 10, right? So on average, the mean, the supplier will get it to me in 10 days. All right, now let's calculate the mean for this one. So what are these all added together?
30.
30. right? How many are there?
3.
3, right? And so my the average amount of time it takes for this supplier to get me a part once I order it's 10 days. So the price is the same, the quality is the same of the part, price the same, quality the same, and the average time it takes them to send me the part from when I order it's the same. Do I care which supplier I order it from, or does it not matter to me as somebody running a business? So think about that. That's the question. Don't blurt out the answer. Come up with your own answer. Do I care which supplier I order from? Or should I have a preference as a business owner? Parts the same, quality's the same, price is the same, average amount of time it takes for them to get it to me is the same. So am I indifferent or do I care? Everybody got their answer?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, so all those who say that, oh yeah, you should have a preference, say aye. Okay, why?
Because the chance of you receiving it in less days is, you gotta take that into consideration. Corporate or company B says 2 days, maybe 10, 18 the max.
Yeah,
To where the minimum on A is 9.
yeah,
So what if you can get it in 2 days? That saves time and effort and money.
Yeah, yeah,
Time
yeah.
is money.
yeah. So who would you say I should choose?
B.
Oh, you say I should choose B. Okay, somebody else, let's hear your opinion. Go, CJ.
I'd go with A because they're actually consistent with their work, rather than B, they may have multiple people that send it or different companies.
Yeah,
And so it could get lost in mail, and then you have to deal with their warranty and all that.
yeah,
And also, one company's probably better than the other. It's like if you do the direct manufacturer, like let's say for example like Dodge, the actual manufacturer versus O'Reilly's. It's like
yeah.
I trust Dodge more than O'Reilly's. in that
Okay.
case. So it also depends, and also what size the brand is. You know.
Yeah, so CJ's saying A, right? So it does matter, and we've got one person saying it does matter in B, and one person saying it does matter in A. Anybody else want to chime in on this? So if I have a company, I want to be careful, right? I've got employees showing up, I've got production line, I've got inventory, I've got to store that inventory. To store inventory means I need to have storage space. Storage space costs money. You can chime in?
Yeah, also reviews. You need to check the reviews. Is this company saying like they're persistent?
Yeah.
They're constant, okay. But is B still consistent? Oh, I got it in 3 days instead of 9.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta take that into consideration when deciding.
Yeah, so consistency. I hear consistency from both of you. So the other thing we want to think about is how consistent are they? And if I have employees that are waiting to work and they need that part to work, and I order from this company, and on average it takes 10 days, but sometimes they deliver in 2, which is, okay, now I've got to store it, right? Like I got to store it. I'm not ready for that stuff for another 7 days, but it's here a week early. I got to store it. Or it's a week late and I'm like, sorry everybody, go home. You can't work. We don't have the part. They say it's coming, right? Like this isn't as reliable. It's not as consistent. It's harder to plan around as a business. But this one, I know they're going to get it to me in 9 days, 10 days, or 11 days. I can plan around that. You know, I could be like, okay, if we order it, I can figure out how soon in advance we have to order it so it gets here a day or 2 before when we need it. And then I could store it for a day or 2. I don't have a bunch of stuff, right? And then it's there reliably when we need to run it. So we not only want to look at the average, the mean, which is a measure of center, right? Where's the center point of the data? We not only want to look at that. This is the center point of the data, right? But we also want to look at the variation, the spread, right? And so we talk about the spread in a variety of different ways. You could say variation, deviation. How much does the data vary? How much is it spread out? And this data is way more spread out, right? We have from 2 to 10 to 18. And this data is like 9, 10, 11, right? So if we just had a little number line, you could see that this has way more spread, that has way less. So I'm going to be able to plan around that more easily. And so when we talk about like, okay, numerical summaries, some of the things we think about, and you think about it for the entire semester, is center and spread. What is the center point of the data, and how much is the data spread out? And there's a couple of different words we use to talk about those, and so we're going to learn those here. So there's three centers. There's mean, there's median, and there's mode. So the mean is the average. We already know about that. We just calculated it. Everyday speech, it's called the average. It's the balance point. So values were weights on a seesaw. The mean is where it balances. The median is the middle. So think about the median of a road. You know Van Ness over here, right? Van Ness down by Fresno High has that grass strip in the middle with the trees. You know what I'm talking about? Say aye. No? You don't know it? You want to see it? Van Ness and Clinton. See that? Right? That's the median. Okay? Just so you like see the word median in a different context. The median is the middle of the road. And likewise, here in statistics, the median is the middle value once the data is sorted. So what's my median value for each of these? My mean is 10, right? This is my mean. Here's my mean. What's my median? My median is also 10. Okay? So mean, median. What about if I had these data? And if you get data, well, I think there might be an example. Okay, here's an example. 15, 20, 20, 25, 30. What's my median there? See the values I highlighted on the screen? What's the middle value? It's 20, right? It's the middle one. It's in the middle. You got 2 on the left, you got 2 on the right. The one in the middle is median. What about if these were my numbers? Now what's my median? Well, here if I look at these two numbers, I got 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You know? I'm going to actually change this number for easier math. So I got 2 on the left, 2 on the right. What I do is I take those 2 in the middle, I add them up, I divide by 2. So 46, 20 plus 26, 46 divided by 2 is what? 23. So my median in that situation would be 23. Okay, so these are just descriptive statistics. We have some data. 15, 20, 20, 25, 30. We have some data, and we can figure out the average. We add all those numbers up, divide by 5, we get an average. That's 22 minutes. We can figure out the median, the middle value. There's the middle value. It's 20. That's if we have an odd number for the median. If we have an odd number, we just take the middle one. If we have an even number, here we have an even number of data. We take the 2 middle, we add them, we divide by 2. That's the middle. That's the median. If you get that, if that makes sense, say aye. Aye. Okay. If you're kind of confused, say, go through, maybe it'll make more sense actually at the end of class, after we go through the lecture tutorial and everything. And then the mode is the most frequent value. So the most frequent value here is 20, right? It appears 2 times. So these are just different ways to take the data and to start to summarize it and talk about it, right? In Alaska, maybe they have more words for snow, different vocabulary there. You know, surfers have more words for waves, for describing waves. Statisticians have more words for describing data, for describing numbers. And you have to learn that terminology, learn that vocabulary. So mean, median, and mode are 3 centers. The mean, the average, gives you a center measurement, a measure of center. The median gives you a center measurement, measure of center, and the mode gives you a center measurement, most frequently occurring number. You know why this is important? Let's say that we have salaries, okay? Let's say that we have salaries. And we go into a bar like north of Seattle where a lot of like people who work in the timber industry go and have drinks afterwards. And there's 10 people in the bar. Actually, there's 9, and then a 10th person comes in. And here are their average salaries. Equals rand between. Their average salaries are between $54,000 a year and $113,500. Okay, those are their average salaries. Why? What is that? Okay, there are their average salaries. I'm just going to copy that, or there are their salaries, and I'm going to do edit, paste special, and values, because right now there's a formula there, right? But if I copy this, Control C, and then go edit, paste special, and just do values, when I go up to view, show formulas, it doesn't change anything. View, show formulas, take it off, right? Because all that's there is values. So those are their salaries. All right? We could calculate the mean, right? And to do the mean, we could do the mean, we could do the median, we could do the mode. The mean is going to be equal to, and here in spreadsheets, you call it the average, right? And I could do it that way, or I could do it this way. Same calculation. I'm going to do sum. Here I'll do sum, and I want to sum all this up. And I'm going to divide by 10, right? Same thing. Make sense? This way I just used the formula average. This way I added everything up and divided by the total. And then I could do the median. I have 10. So what's my median going to be? Well, here are the two middle ones. On each side of those, there's 4 numbers on each side, right? So I could do equals this one plus this one, divide by 2. There we go. That's the manual way. Or I could just do median, and I could choose all these, and it gave me something totally different. Mean, median, mode. B6, B7, B6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Add those 2 up, divide by 2, and the median. So I'm curious, B10 through B2 through B11. Oh, you know why? I need to do this. I'm going to select all this. That's my mistake. I'm going to go. I'm going to select all this. Yeah, I'm going to leave those, and I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to data. I'm going to go to sort. I'm going to do advanced sort, range sorting options. I'm going to sort by column B, A to Z. Okay, and now the data sorted, and you can see that number 1 is the highest. You know, these were the original orders. And now for the calculation, it's looking at those 2 values, adding them up and dividing by 2, and it gave me the exact same one. Make sense? Understand why I had an error the first time and why it's correct now? Because I had to sort it. Super important. And now the mode, right? What is the mode? Is there a number that occurs twice in there? So we could do mode. Modula mode, commonly occurring value in a data set. And I could select all this, and I could hit enter. It's not applicable. There's no number that occurs more than once in there. But if I had a number that did occur more than once in there, it'd be like, oh, that's the number. That occurs the most frequently. So mode is not applicable. So there's our mean, median, and mode, all right? And let's just say that this person earns, like, let's say Bill Gates walks in. Like, one dude leaves. This first guy that came in the bar who makes $103,000 a year, he leaves. Okay? And we're gonna give like 2 people the same salary, just so that we have a mode. But this guy leaves, and Bill Gates walks in. How much does Bill Gates earn every year? $2,789,874,214. Okay, look at what happened. Okay, which figure got really impacted by having an outlier? This is an outlier. Somebody making $2.8 billion a year is an outlier. Which figure really got impacted by us having an outlier? The average, the mean, right? So if we're just relying on the mean, and we say, oh, the mean salary of people at this bar, primarily lumberjacks, the average salary of 10 people at this bar is $2.8 billion. Or no, sorry, it's $279 million. Wow, I want to be a lumberjack. The average salary for lumberjacks is $279 million. Yeah, we surveyed 10 lumberjacks. Well, there's 9 lumberjacks and one other guy in the bar. We surveyed them, and the average salary of the 10 people in the bar was $279 million. Well, who's the dude in the bar that wasn't the lumberjack? Well, it's Bill Gates. Okay, well, that threw off the average. Does it make sense? And then you could say, well, what was the median salary? The one that's right in the middle. The median salary is $58,000. I don't know if I want to be a lumberjack. That's not that much. You know? But we need the median, because the median isn't as influenced by outliers. Because the outlier is like that one data point way out there, and the median just looks at what is the middle value. What's the middle value? So we got the mean, we got the median, and then we have the mode. We can say, well, what's the most frequently occurring value? Well, the mode, the salary $39,000 occurs twice. Must be the starting point. You know, $39,918. Maybe that's the starting point. So do you see how having these different centers of measurement give you insight into the data? Right? What's the average? $279 million a year. Well, that's a high average. What's the median? Well, the median's $58,302.50. Oh, interesting. Sounds like we have an outlier. What's the mode? Well, the most commonly occurring value, it occurred twice, was $39,918. Oh, maybe that's the starting salary for lumberjacks. You know, let me see the data. Oh yeah, there's like a real outlier there in the data. So do you get how we could use these different measures of center to gain insight into our data? Like if we study something, we want to be able to have insight into it. Like your question was so good about University of Michigan. Like, where's the data? Why are they the best students in the world? Are they speaking hyperbolically? Are they, exaggerating? Or do they have research and studies and data to support that they're the best students in the world, the best professors in the world? So that's mean, median, and mode.